Gotham Knights is growing close to release. If you are still thinking this game is part of the Arkham franchise, then I don't know where you've been, because this game is supposed to deliver a whole new experience to the gamer with a new outlook on that type of gameplay. There is multiple things that the developers of WB incorporated into the Gotham Knights video game, like customizable suits and the ability to play with 4 different characters from the beginning to end. There has been multiple video gameplay releases showcasing new parts of the game and other gamers giving their hands-on experience to Gotham Knights. The game does look good, but I find that there are some channels that are being very careful on delivering their opinion about the game, to the point where the word optimistic comes into the same sentence of Gotham Knights. So if you are wondering if Gotham Knights is a good fit for your game time experience, then I want to provide you with 9 things about Gotham Knights gameplay that will help you along the journey into making that final decision. Gotham Knights is an open world map that is made up of 5 boroughs that will be open to you from day one. The boroughs include North Gotham, New Gotham, Downtown Gotham, Historic Gotham, and Lower Gotham, and each borough offers different threats and different activities. The map of Gotham Knights was told to be massive, and running from one part of the map to the other will not be smart. If you travel throughout the streets of Gotham, there will be multiple crimes going on, so there are multiple means of transportation. You have a method of instant travel if you are just in a rush to get to point A to point B. You can also use the bat cycle, which you can customize the color of, and you can also throw batarangs while driving the motorcycle as well. If you have the Knighthood skill tree available, then the character special traversal will be available for your travel as well. Now, using the traversals of the character like teleportation by Robin or soul jump by Red Hood may not be the best means of travel 100% of the time, but that's for you to decide. Unfortunately, you will not be able to see the city in the daytime because the game missions run on a night cycle. So the only time it is light outside is when you are in the Belfry. While you may want to explore the city since it's so huge, you will not have to do this alone, because you can add another player to your party and boom, you have co-op gameplay. Now, Gotham Knights not only allow co-op into the game, but gave the community the ability to explore a host city without having to be connected to the host and try and decide together which way to go. If you want to engage in stopping crime while you in your partner city, then you can participate in the crime at night and keep the reward that you have earned in that host city. You also earn progression in your own city for completing the missions, which will be time well spent for both players and not just joining together for just the fun of things. In this way, the host is just not benefiting and the co-host is just the support. This feature allows for a continuous progression from both players in the game, which I think is a real win, but also will put a timer on WB to drop more DLC content as the game starts to become complete. Because let's face reality, this game is going to be played for a few days straight by some people. Co-op allow for 2 players to fight missions together and also boss battle like Harley Quinn and Clayface. Now, it does not look like both players will be in the same storyline clip, so even though both of you are playing together, the storyline cutscene is still for the host. But with that being said, I did see an instance that if you and your partner is doing a story mission, that the game will make you both stay on the same path. In this scene, you see Robin open the door and Red Hood pops up, indicated by some smoke. Speaking of smoke, did someone call the ambulance? At the crime scene, you will have a detective mode feature, which starts off with a cool mini story of what happened, which points you to the area where you will have to put together the puzzle. But going through this and solving the puzzle progresses you towards what's next in the situation, which in this situation was the hidden door. Now take note that after the mini story of the crime scene, Batgirl used her X-ray to find the hidden door. Keep this in mind when it comes to scenarios like this. I'm sure there will be multiple style puzzles to solve in detective mode, and hopefully there will be a level of difficulty to keep some sort of challenge in the game. As you play through the game of Gotham Knights, each character of the Bat family have a different perspective of the game. So if you question the replayability of Gotham Knights, well, in order to see all perspective of the game, you must complete all parts of the storyline of the game with Red Hood, Robin, Batgirl, and Nightwing. This will add some depth and diversity to the game and increase the curiosity and wanting to see how another character perspective is shown in the same situation. I don't know how much depth the perspective go into, but it looks like the different cutscenes are worth checking out. But from the gameplay I have seen, it does not look like there's not going to be much of a difference in certain moments, except for how that character will approach that situation on how they talk. Now, will there be some more depth in the storyline as well? I do think so, because Alfred shared a different relationship with each member of the Bat family, so I could see different information said to each character. You also see different encounters between the heroes, so this should show different parts of the story, but will depend on who you have chosen at the time. If you wanting to switch characters, then you have to walk up to the character pod that you want to be and hit the interaction button. Now, if you are exploring Gotham City and want to switch characters after 5 minutes, you cannot go to the option menu and switch characters that way. In order to change your character, you have to travel back to the Belfry. I do not know if in co-op mode this is possible for the co-host. If this was capable, then I would assume if you want to change characters as the co-host, you will see an inside of your own Belfry when you enter and not just the host Belfry. The suits in Gotham Knights is one of the biggest attractions the game have to offer, with 44 suits in total, and hopefully more to come in DLC. I do think the suits are a staple of the game, and with customizable parts of the suits, there's a limit on what you can do with the customization. Of course, you have to do a little work and complete missions to have these suits in the game, and the way these suits are rewarded is from doing the game missions, in return earning suit rewards and blueprints, which will be unlocked at the Belfry on the customizable table. Throughout Gotham, there will be different factions that will be involved in some criminal activities. If you stop them, you will be rewarded for the efforts. Remember that each faction will have different rewards that will help you level up your character suit. It could be a good idea to pick a suit that will work well with the missions, because depending on the situation, one suit's stats may fit the mission better than the other. Here's some information about the skill tree. There are 4 separate skill trees per character, and the knighthood skill tree will be locked in the beginning until your character reaches knighthood. Once knighthood is reached, then that tree will be unlocked for all characters instead of having to unlock each tree one at a time. You unlock the knighthood skill tree by completing knighthood missions. FYI, unlocking the knighthood skill tree will give you access to the heroic traversal and the character ultimate ability for the character as well. You will see numbers next to certain unlockable skills in the tree, which is number of skill points needed to unlock that skill, will be my guess of the significance of those numbers being there. These skills will unlock buffs for that chosen character suit, so make sure to pay attention to what skill you are unlocking so it can best fit to your playstyle. What is Gotham City game without missions, right? So there will be so many missions and crimes to stop in such a very huge map that having a friend is probably not a bad idea. You can find out about missions for the night from the Belfry at the back computer, which gives you an activity queue, so you're able to sort through the missions that may be important for you at that time. There's also a group called The Watch in Gotham City that will give you tips on crimes in their neighborhood to help get that part of the city cleaned up. Now, as you travel throughout the city, whatever mission you decide to do, there is no do-over if you fail that mission. You have to take the loss and move on. The more crimes you complete could lead to tips about even bigger crimes, which involves the game side storyline villains other than the Court of Owls, who is the main villain in the game. When facing these mini villains, I know that they are in stages. First stage is the fighting your way through the building or that part of the city that villain is located in. Then you will come across a mini battle where you have to fight multiple enemies, and then you will fight the main boss twice. This is just a theory of mine of fighting through the levels to get to the mini boss from watching our Harley Quinn gameplay trailer. Defeating these mini bosses will come with rewards for your suits as well. Now, Gotham Knights still have some questions around the game, and one of those questions is the combat gameplay. Now, if you watch some of the gameplay from different characters that has been presented, they definitely all move through their combat sequences differently. I say Red Hood is probably one of the stiffest movements in the game, and it has been confirmed. And Nightwing definitely moved the way I thought he would. I wanted to inform you that the combat in this game comes with some very involved animations and takedowns. There's a momentum bar that fills up from completed combos and timed dodges, and once you fill that momentum bar, you can release one of your 8 ultimate attacks against the enemy. It does look like the AI is not as slow to react as we think, depending on how that player is playing. I have seen gameplays where the gamer was getting pretty beat up by the AI. But the big challenge is listening to the enemy AI talk in combat. It will definitely be some epic fail moments in the nonsense that comes through their mouths. The main storyline of Gotham Knights is still a mystery, but from what I have seen, what the game offers, I am willing to bet the storyline plot will be one of the greatest things about this game, and I'm sure it will come with a few twists. There was a mention about an in-game scenario for the end of the game, but not much information has come to light about this being the actual case. If you are planning on buying this game, then consider watching this video on your screen to learn more about Gotham Knights game. Consider subscribing for more upcoming game news and information, and welcome to Mr. Unleashed World.